All right, man. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Flip Thought Show. It's your host with the most, King Truth, Hosenberg, Benny Bo, the one with the word, the one with the flow. And today, man, we got SKYLOVE over here, and this is going to be an introductory interview, real quick. Just discussing certain projects that she has upcoming and stuff like that. She's an upcoming artist. She also, as well as a content creator on TikTok and all the other social media platforms. And we're going to discuss a little bit about the fires and certain things like that because we're in the Inland Empire. And, the Inland Empire never gets spoke of. Mostly you hear LA, Palisades, so like stuff like that. But yeah, so let's see. So like I said, like the elevator pitch. Just tell them a little bit about yourself, how long you've been doing music.
Okay, my name is SKYLOVE, and I've been doing music for about 17 years. And I'm back into it because a lot of people have been asking for my new music. So I'm working on that right now, and it's going to be dropping really soon. But overall, about 17 years.
Okay.
17, 20, up to 20.
Okay. And then when it does drop, well, what distribution site are you using? You're on DistroKid, you're on Spotify, certain things like that.
DistroKid, so you can be able to find
everywhere,
me on all the platforms.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. And you said when can we are receiving that?
You guys, it's gonna be coming out on February the 14th.
Okay, perfect. Valentine's Day, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
On Valentine's Day.
That's what's up. Smart.
Yeah.
That's smart. That's a business move right there.
Yeah,
for sure.
It is.
Definitely. Okay, cool. Yeah, so like I was saying, like why do you feel like the Indian Empire has never really spoke up on the news and stuff like that with the fires? Because we got some of the fires, but we got more wind than the fires. Really, there were some fires in in Victorville the other day, actually.
And you know what? There was also some in Riverside.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I feel like there's some people out here that's speaking up. So I'm not gonna say everybody's not speaking up, but I think because it's not as close to us as it is to a lot of people that's in Los Angeles
for sure.
County, I think that a lot of people aren't, really feeling like that's the, you know what I mean? Like that's the reason why, you know what I mean? Like give them a good reason to be. So
to bring us up, basically, give them a good reason to bring us up. It's more so the light is on all the people in the Palisades and all through Pasadena and stuff like that, Altadena. Right now, they're not really focused on speaking on the valley side, which is the Inland Empire, Victorville, Riverside, stuff like that.
Yeah, and I feel like it is very important because not too long ago we just had fires out here in Riverside County. Remember we had fires like on this side, that side. Because I be driving, I drive buses, so when I'm driving, like I be seeing the fires, and like there was one in Corona, there was one in Riverside, there was one in Victorville. So
there's been a whole bunch for sure. There's been a whole bunch out here.
And because it's gonna destroy a lot of stuff. It isn't talked about as much as the one in Los Angeles.
For sure.
Like it was bad too because the air quality was
the air quality is really bad.
They shut down schools.
Yeah.
They made it where it was impossible for. I feel like work should have been shut down too.
Yeah.
Because we had to be in the mix of all of the smoke and we were breathing it in, and the ashes were everywhere.
Yeah.
Like they were on our cars, on the bus.
Yeah, like you said, it's hard to breathe. The air quality was really messed up, and everything, there was ashes everywhere. It's just there wasn't so much like mass, like just devastation, houses everywhere, like how it is in LA. But it was damage that the fire did, though, for sure.
Yeah, exactly. And I just feel like with the Los Angeles fire, like it destroyed people's lives.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Beyond just being a fire and destroying mountains and
for sure.
Trees and all that stuff, it destroyed people's lives. There's homeless people. There's people that still missing right now as we speak. They don't have no place to live. People who's looking for their people.
Big shout outs to the people that are going out and giving the cartons of water and hygiene and stuff like that, passing it out. Much respect to you guys, man. Yes. You guys are the real ones right there. You guys are the hood heroes. Let's say that.
Yes.
You guys are helping out the community when they need it at the most.
Yeah, and there's so many volunteers that's going out
that's what I'm saying.
And doing that kind of stuff, and like it's so much respect. I give so much respect to those people because it's like these people are really like devastated right now.
Yeah,
they done lost their whole city almost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like they're community is gone. And now it's like, where do I start? What do I do? You know what I mean?
And what's so crazy is not really the ones that are middle class citizens that are getting the light shed on them. It's more the Hollywood people that were in the Hollywood Hills and all through the Palisades that people are shining the light on. More the people that are, famous people that got their homes destroyed in the fire, but have home insurance that can, get the stuff replaced and rebuild. Certain people don't have that ability. They don't have that option. A lot of people are suing farmers insurance right now because farmer insurance is not covering certain risks with fires, so they're not going to get nothing back for their house. So they have to really start from scratch, and my heart goes out to those people for sure.
And it's so crazy because they said that they canceled the fire part of their insurance shortly before the fire started. And I just think that's a little strange because it's like, how did that happen? Like, why did y'all cancel so quickly and then the fire happened then and there?
For sure. At the end of the day, though, too, there was a bunch of people, like Hollywood, high-up people, that were speaking, like, really down on God and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden, the fires happened, like, a couple of days later. And then there's a guy named Joe Rogan on the podcast, and he said, watch the desert, all the high desert, like, all right there, like, the valley over there, basically the Palisades, he's like, watch it catch on fire. So sure enough, 3 days later, the fire was Joe Rogan. He's a MMA fighter, but he has a podcast. He's an old MMA fighter, but yeah, he was talking about it with somebody. I forgot exactly who the guest was, but yeah, he had said some little bits like something like that. So I don't know if they just put it in the air or.
Yeah, and I just feel like talking down on God, like at the end of the day, even if you don't believe in God, like some people don't believe in Him. But does that mean you have to talk down on Him? There's people that do believe. Like, it's one thing to not believe, but to talk down on somebody that you don't believe in, why are you even talking about that person?
Sure.
If there's nothing to believe in, what's the reason why you even talking about that person? So it's like,
no, for real.
I think that this can be an act of the ways that people are, but then there are innocent people that happen to be involved too. So I want to give a special shout out to those people and let them know that, they're loved. They're definitely gonna have a full recovery. I see it. I know that you're gonna have a full recovery.
For sure.
Everything that happens, it happens for a reason. We don't know what reason it could be, but eventually the reason will be exposed, and then you'll be smiling because the God that we serve is a good God.
No, He's gonna make it right. The God's gonna bless you guys and help you guys build up from nothing again. And just know you might be in a better house than you were before. Let's just say that. High hopes for you guys. You know what I'm saying? My heart goes out to everybody. My heart goes out to the Hollywood people as well, because at the end of the day, they're still humans. But I'm talking about the ones that really are super duper arrogant in the way that they're rich, where they don't really care about it. It's like not nothing to them. There's a lot of different Hollywood stars that didn't really have anything saved up like that to go through that type of thing. So certain of them are really struggling. The other ones, it's more like nothing to them. You know what I'm saying? So for the people, just for Lee and everybody really, my heart goes out to that's been through the fires.
Absolutely, yeah. And it's just a sad situation, but most importantly, it teaches every single person that
for sure
we have to be prepared. We got to keep what we need and what we feel like we're going to need in case of an emergency. Because at the end of the day, you never know what may happen. And so you could be in a house next door and somebody's house could catch on fire.
No, for sure.
And then it might come to your house. So you just never know. You never know. Like it says, you can't expect tomorrow you can't just expect tomorrow to come.
No,
so
sure.
You already got to be prepared. As if you know that tomorrow, it might not be what today is.
You never know what it's going to bring, for sure. And that's what's so crazy is you hear a lot of people's stories in the news. They're saying they had to get a to-go bag. They could barely take anything with them. They got their birth certificate, their social security card, a couple pictures, everything else. They had to leave right there. So that just shows you, that as one, we're really not prepared for something like this, a natural disaster, a fire, earthquakes, certain things like that. But something at this major level like this is crazy because we didn't ever think it was going to happen like that.
Yeah, exactly. And then, you got to think about to go bag. You in a rush. your mind is going crazy.
That's what I'm saying. You don't know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You don't know what to grab. You don't know what.
You're trying to grab your most important things, though. That's what they were saying.
Exactly, but you got to think about it. Like the normal person, when they go inside their house, they like, oh, where did I need to grab this.
Yeah.
I don't have. You got to have all of that stuff in one place so that it's easy to access when it comes to that. So a regular household that's not thinking of anything like this, a tragedy happening, they probably don't have all of that stuff together. Sure. So when a fire's next door and they're saying that the fire's about to jump over and you trying to rush and grab this from this room and you running upstairs, and it's just important to keep all of those things together, because this right here teaches us that we never know what tomorrow may bring. And
now everybody at the Nickerson Gardens, the grandfather, the son, he had passed away in the fire. No, it was the grandfather that passed away. The grandfather, the person that owned the Nickerson Gardens in Watts, right there, that little apartment building right there, it all got burnt down. And the grandpa didn't survive, the one that owned everything, basically. So now that's what's so crazy about it. Like, they had a funeral and all the grandkids were there and stuff like that for their granddad and stuff like that. Because, a lot of people, it's, that area, Watts and stuff, a lot of people have lived there for years. A lot of older people and stuff like that. Elderly people have been there for all their life. Now they don't, now they have to start from scratch. Everybody, all the tenants that were there, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I said my heart goes out to everybody that's going through this struggle. Big shout outs to the Airbnbs that are actually allowing people to go there though for a couple of days or a couple of weeks, whatever the deal was that they do out there in that county. I know it's different in every county, but big shout outs to everybody that's really just giving a helping hand and not just letting everybody just sit and be stuck like that.
Absolutely. Much love, because
for sure.
Just providing that help is
for sure.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
That's just a sad situation, and you just gotta. You can't prepare yourself for something you don't know that's gonna happen, but just keep your stuff that you know that you want to grab in case of emergency together. It's the most important thing you can do.
Always try to really be prepared. Like even myself, and I say probably you too. Like, I'm gonna start doing, like, I have my garage just filled up with just supplies, just in case anything were to happen. Big things of water, big things of canned foods, other stuff that's just ready to go. Shit that you gotta grab if everything's gonna go down. What's gonna happen. So it's already ready. All the bags and everything already made, because that's how it was before my mom had her stuff like that. Before she'd have all her stuff ready.
I know a lot of people that do that, but what I was just thinking about right now. How like we all be thinking, like, if I was rich, if I had all this money,
for sure.
then I would be able to get the things that I need, and I won't, like, I have my house packed up, I have all these things, but at the end of the day, there was a lot of rich people in those homes,
No,
and
that's
they
what
were
I'm saying.
still not able.
They were still struggling to try to even grab barely anything they could. Like I said, they
lost everything.
They barely could even put a to-go bag together.
Exactly.
And that's crazy to say for somebody that's that wealthy. You have all this stuff, so this should be nothing to you. You should already have everything already ready and prepared, right? Because the next person, the middle class person, they're struggling to keep everything prepared in the garage. You know what I'm saying? The rich person, you're thinking that's already set.
Yeah, exactly. So you just never know.
You
just gotta stay. For me, I say stay prayed up. Because when you stay prayed up, God will make sure that you have everything that you lose, you'll get back easy.
For sure.
Real easy. And I just want to say that I hope that everybody has a full recovery, which I believe in my Father in heaven's name, that you guys will have a full recovery. I really do.
No, for sure. Definitely. Like I said, they might even be in a nicer apartment or a nicer home.
Because they got to build it from scratch.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They got to build from scratch. So definitely God's going to make a way. Just keep faith. Just don't let it get to you right now. Like I said, big prayers for everybody, as well as big shout outs to all the volunteers that's going out there, dropping big carts out, the little cart in a box, hygiene, water, toilet paper, anything that they need.
All of that. Everything. And so what they're not talking about, that they need to be telling everybody about, is that it's not just the wildfires that's affecting people out here in California. Because they've been having all the blackouts.
Yeah.
The wind has been blowing so hard out here in Southern California that some people don't even have any lights or gas or anything. Everything is just the whole power and everything in our house is out.
Yeah, I heard there was so much wind that it knocked out somebody's breaker box, and there was all right here, this side of Hemet over there by Florida, over there, right there by the Dollar Tree and all that. Yeah. All that was out. That whole little neighborhood was all out. Like 2 times in a row it happened because the wind's been so bad.
The whole Lake Elsinore.
Oh wow.
Was completely black. Like I was driving down the freeway. I'm like, what's going on the freeway?
That's
so
crazy,
bad.
Man.
It looked like everybody would just get on the freeway trying to get to a different city because it was just
trying to get out of there because there's no power at all. That's crazy.
And I talked to a couple of people that I work with, and they was telling me about how their food is going bad because they don't have no lights or no, the refrigerator doesn't work when the power goes out,
Yeah.
And so it's just crazy. Like it's that, it's the fires, and it's these winds. The
wind is crazy, yeah, for sure.
Crazy,
So definitely you might not hear it, but we're telling you here. It's a lot of crazy weather, fire, air quality, wind out here in the Inland Empire as well, not just LA. Like she said, all of Southern California, even San Diego's experiencing some bad air quality. It's hard to breathe, scarce winds, certain things like that. So definitely.
And so just keep California in all.
Yeah, keep California in your prayers, not just LA. Keep all of California in your prayers. For sure on that one. Definitely.
And I never got to find out about the north side of California.
Yeah.
Because they've been talking about the south so much.
Yeah,
so I don't know if they're affected by the winds.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, how is it over there in San Francisco, Oakland area? Like, are they experiencing any of this? I don't know, because that would be the north. So I don't know.
I know they got some crazy winds because when I went out there before, it was a little.
Yeah.
The weather was a little.
Oh yeah, Sacramento, Oakland, all that right there, Fresno.
Yeah.
All that's pretty bad winds for sure.
Exactly, and it seems like people when you think of California, people focus on Los Angeles.
LA, yeah, for sure.
But there's so much more to California. Like right now, we're in the Inland Empire. Like the Inland Empire is very big too,
For sure.
And a lot of people doesn't even know about the Inland Empire,
Yeah,
so
for sure.
It's the North, San Diego, a lot of different places in California that are having their issues as well.
But like I said, the light's only really being shed, like you said, just on LA.
Yeah, exactly.
As a whole, really not, because they're only shedding the light on, like I said, the Palisades, Altadena, Pasadena. Where about all the other places in LA that are experiencing, the winds and stuff like that? And then, like you said, what about the Inland Empire? That's the whole valley: San Bernardino, Victorville, Fontana. It's everything, everywhere.
Yeah. San Bernardino.
Yeah, San Bernardino, Fontana, Victorville, Hesperia, Temecula, Lake Elsinore, Menifee, everywhere is experiencing these winds right here in the valleys. That's why I said the valley, the Inland Empire. Corona. Yep.
So it's a lot of us out here dealing with the same thing.
For sure.
But Los Angeles has just got hit worse. As of right now.
As of right now.
We hope that it doesn't get any worse.
For sure.
But as of today, they done got hit worse when it comes with the fires. Sure. But when it comes to the winds that's causing these fires,
we're still experiencing that.
Yeah.
The winds are still crazy out here.
Yeah.
The fires might be crazy over there, but the winds are crazy over here. Actually, no, but like you said, there was a couple fires over here. Like Hemet the other day, there was a fire. There was a fire in Riverside. So it hasn't been no fires at all, but it's been fires out here, just not as much as LA.
They're able to put them out quite quickly. Yeah, but you know what? With the other fires that they had like a couple of months ago, those lasted for weeks.
A while.
Those were going on for some weeks. Like they had the whole skies smoky.
They say though, I don't know, I don't really go too far into the conspiracy theory stuff, but like they say, like they're messing with the air right now and stuff like that, and they're putting the air quality difference to make it more dry, so fires are more easily to start, as well as like the chemtrails and stuff, like the stuff that you breathe in the air and makes your head kind of give you a headache and stuff like that. Which they've been doing that for years, but I don't know if maybe that has something to do with fires too.
Yeah, it's a little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything. Because it's crazy, like we got this drone thing coming through, and then boom, then here are the fires to like distract us from all the drones.
But I still see the
no,
drums.
that's still the drums are still out though.
I still see the drums, okay? Just because the fires is there, I still be looking at the sky. They're there every day.
Definitely, for sure. Yeah, no, they are still out. The drums are still out for sure. But yeah, it's just been a lot of craziness, a lot of craziness. Like, and like I said, my heart goes out to everybody that's been going through it, man, for sure. Everybody that's been going through the fires, the wind. But like you said, the wind knocking out your power. Certain people that have stuff in their backyard, it broke. Canopies broke down. Like, the wind was crazy. Like, it was doing some damage for real. And,
for real. So, and people be talking about the earthquakes too.
Yeah, no, the wind was definitely doing more damage than the little earthquakes that we get over here.
And you know what? It's because we don't experience that weather out here in California. So when we experience it, it's like
it's a new thing to us. It's crazy.
What's going on? Yeah. Like, we get scared because it's like they said some tornadoes. I'm like, what? We ain't supposed to be having that.
That's what I'm saying. Like say if you were in the South or something, it would be common to see a tornado or really crazy wind and stuff like that. Yeah.
But when you hear about the wind starting fires and doing all this stuff, and then the winds is just crazy, and then like not last year, but the year before last, remember it rained enough rain to last for some years.
It rained and it also like was hailing. It was like snowing, like the hail. It looked like hail, but it was really snow coming out. Yeah.
And it snowed. It was so crazy because it was like a cloud. And it just went from one city to the other. Yeah. And every time it left that city, it went to the next city, and then the next city got it, and then the next city. It only lasted for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
10, 15 minutes.
10, 15 minutes, maybe 20. Yeah.
And you could just see it. Like my mom, she was in Paris, and I'm in Temecula. So she's like, it's snowing. And she's like, okay, it's done snowing. Next thing you know, I'm like, okay, it's snowing out here now. So it's just like. Yeah, no. It was definitely.
It looked like hail though, because the way that the snow was, it wasn't big pieces of snow. It was just like little pieces. It looked like hail basically, like little sticks of snow.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just changing. It's changing, and then I feel like even though it's changing, I feel like there's a little bit of play with it.
Yeah, for sure.
A little bit of play going on, and so it's mixing the weather up and.
I feel like it's the time for everybody to get together and unite with each other and let all the grudges and anybody that has differences go and just get together, because it's the end times really, because you're seeing all these things that's in the Bible that's happening right now with the little disasters and the way that the sea turned green and the flies, the dead flies in India and all these other things. Israel, all the blood in Israel and stuff like that. There's already blood in Jerusalem now. They said when blood comes to Jerusalem, that means the second coming. That means that he's coming soon. So because the Palestine and Israel is going up at it right now, it's crazy over there. So yeah, so definitely I would say everybody, even if you don't believe, still try to get together with your family, unite as one, try to let all your differences go and just try to become close with each other, because you never know what tomorrow is going to bring. And I feel like we're starting to see like the end days for sure.
And not only that, but the worst, like, I don't care how mad you are with a person, as soon as that person's not there no more, you start to beat yourself up inside. Sure. Like, I could have changed, I could have did this. Yeah. It wasn't that bad. Why am I letting that much grudge be held over a person? Sure. So to the point where I couldn't even talk to them. My last memory of them was laying in a hospital bed. My last memory of them was us arguing. Like, those feelings right there, they last forever. Every time you think about that person, in the back of your mind, pops up that memory of how you didn't get to be able to mend those issues.
No, for sure. That's why, like, I try to now, like, even like close friends, family members, I try to tap in with them at least like once or twice a week, because you never know what tomorrow's going to bring. That's why I said you could tell, you might have a conversation with this person and it might be your last conversation. You might be arguing with them and you never see them again. You never got to tell them goodbye. You never seen them again in the face, because, it's the digital world. They might be in another city or another state or something, like you're just texting, but you never actually got that face to face to tell them goodbye. Like, same with my dad, like, I was supposed to go see him in the hospital. I never got a chance to go out there, and then boom, he just, he passed. So, a lot of, for sure. No, for sure. Like I'm saying, like, that's why I said it's really a big thing to, check in with your loved ones, man, because you never know what anybody's going through, mental health. It might be, an OD. They might be taking something you don't know about. They're trying to do everybody's trying to get an escape in this world because they feel pain. But all you really need is the Lord and keep faith, because He's gonna mend you and put you back together. He's gonna help you and lift you up. He's gonna take that pain away from you. But a lot of people, they don't, like, I don't know, it's a thing where a lot of people aren't patient. Say if they're going through it, they start having disbelief in God, and they start putting down the Bible and not believing it. But you gotta understand, like, God's gonna make a way. If you're worrying, that means you're not keeping faith in God, because God's always gonna make a way for you. So if you're worrying, that means that you don't have faith. Because if you have faith, you know that He's gonna get you through the next day or whatever you're going through. He's gonna get you through it. It might take a little bit of time, but just be patient, because you're His child at the end of the day.
Yeah, and that kind of takes me to, I feel like a lot of people don't understand. If you look at it like this, I'm about to give you guys just some real game. If you look at it like this, say for instance, you were at school and you had to take a test, but you really wanted to pass this test, because in order to get to the next level that you're trying to get, you have to pass this test. It's either you give up and you like, I don't want to do it no more because I couldn't pass it and it's just not going to work out. Or you keep on going until you figure out how to pass this test. What other things do I need to, what am I missing in order to pass this test? And it's the same thing, like, as far as the way God does things.
No, for sure.
And when He's testing you and He's trying to get you, He knows you can do it, but it's up to you to want to make it to that next level. And sometimes you got to bump your head over and over again until you realize that it's a test that God is putting you through to make you stronger, to sharpen you, and to make you the person that He knows that you are able to be. But some people, they don't want to see that. So they try to blame things on everything except for the fact that there's something that they're missing and they're not learning, and they need to get to that. They need to sit down for a second and find out, what am I doing wrong to get myself not on the track that I need to be on? What is God trying to tell me? What am I missing that God hasn't said clear enough for me to hear, And am I paying attention? Am I paying attention? Because God is always just teaching us. He loves us. So He's just trying to teach us how to be a stronger us. And to stand in the person He made us to be. And to stand in that person, it ain't always going to be easy. It's not always going to be peaches and cream. Sometimes you're going to have to fall. You're going to have to crawl. You're going to have to walk before you can run. So it's just about learning that if you're going through something, God might be putting you through that to show you later on in life you ain't got to go through it. If you was dating somebody, it's like this. If you're dating somebody and this person robbed you for everything you got, and then you like, oh my goodness, you get with the next person, you like, this person robbed you for everything you got. The next person robbed you for everything you got. Now you got to sit down and wonder, like, what am I doing? Why am I not paying attention enough to realize that these people are robbing me? What am I not doing right? To the next step I take, I'm not going to get robbed because I'm going to be aware of my actions and I might know what I'm doing wrong. So sometimes you just got to pay attention to what you're supposed to learn and not be falling under pressure.
Yeah, no, and it's also too, like, a lot of people don't get it. They kind of get it misconstrued. Like, you can't just pray and ask Him, like, man, I need these things. I want these things. Like, you have to build a relationship with God. You talk to God like He's your friend. Not saying it like that because you still show respect, but you're that comfortable. That's really how it is. You have to be that comfortable, because then He sees that you're trying to learn what He's trying to tell you. Yeah. But if you're just saying, oh, God, can you please help me? Yeah, can you please? Because I'll try to do this. This is the thing where people mess up at. I'm not trying to be dissing anybody, but they say, like, God, if you do this for me, then I'll stop doing this. And at the end of the day,
God don't know if you're lying.
God knows that you're lying at the end of the day. So that's the thing. And if you're not, so be it. But at the end of the day, a lot of people are still lying. And that's why you don't see any progress. They don't see any elevation afterwards, because He still sees you doing the same thing. So why would He award you? Why would He award you when you're not listening to what He's saying, or He's trying to tell you? So that's the whole thing. Build a relationship with God, not just, oh, I pray sometimes. No, make sure that you stay an hour to 2 hours a day and have a good conversation with the Lord, man. It's going to get you through the weeks. It's going to get you through the days. It's going to get you through your 9 to 5. It's going to get you through.
And read the Word.
And read the Word as well.
Because when I was growing up, everybody told me about the word and what the word said and how the word means this or this and that. And I ain't gonna lie.
Everybody takes it differently though.
I took it. And I was listening like, oh, they said this, this is what they said. So this is what I followed until I got old enough to say, let me open up this Bible and see what the Bible said. Yeah. Right? So when I finally opened it on my own and start reading, I was like, whoa, wait a minute. This is saying, this is more than I ever could have expected it to be saying. Yeah. Because then I started realizing that I've been scared to open up the Bible for so long because of what people been telling me. You know, instead of opening up the Bible and learning that God is for me.
That's part of it.
And He's not against me.
No, for sure.
And in order for me to know that He's not against me, I have to get into the Word and I have to realize that He's not a mean God. He just wants you to fulfill your purpose in life. And in order to fulfill your purpose, you have to be with the Creator mentally, physically, emotionally. Spiritually. And then not only that, nobody's perfect. So everybody's gonna fall short. Everybody's gonna make mistakes.
He knows you're gonna fall sometimes, but he wants to see you get back up and not do the same mistake that you did again. That's the point. He's trying to teach you, learn from your mistakes. If you go through stuff like people are ask like, oh, why do I keep going through it? Why do I keep going through it? And they don't have a good relationship with God. It's because he sees that you don't want to learn from him. He sees that you're not trying to build a relationship with him. So he feels like, okay, you got it on your own. Because you tell God you got it on your own. And I'm going to say this, your plan never works. His plan always works. Because at the end of the day, without him, we're nothing. Without him, there is nothing. So his plan is always working. It's always funny when you say, like, you try to set something up, like, oh, I'm going to do this for sure this day at this time. Isn't it funny how something always comes in the middle of that so it doesn't actually go through? Because you can never set up your plan yourself. You got to let God guide you. It's God's plan.
And you know what? I'm not perfect, so I fall short. But what I do is I take my Bible with me. And I keep my Bible with me.
That's safety right there.
So I can pray. Like, I pray, and then I read my Bible. And the reason why I read my Bible all the time is because it's a devil in this world that's trying to keep me from reading that word. Keep me from being close to God. And I'm letting God know that no matter how far I stumble away, I'm right here with you still. I'm still going to keep coming back because I am never going to make him think that I feel like I could live in this world without him.
Or abandon him. Like, that's what, that's when you because that's when you'll really start feeling like the worst pain is if he feels like you're basically, like abandoning him. Like, basically, you turned your back on him. That's the worst thing because you'll go through a lot of stuff after that. And you'll realize, like, what's going on? It's such a dark place, especially if the people around you are dark, too. Because a lot of times people don't understand there could be demons around you. This person might have this inside them that's an evil person. I'm not saying demons like what you see in the movies. This is real life stuff, spiritual.
Just treating
you a certain way, sucking your energy
things, making you feel like those stuff decisions you're making are the right decisions when they're not, And the thing is
those people will bring you down and those people will leave you in the dark. You won't ever see the light from God because they'll tell you, oh, don't go to church. Or, you don't have to go to church. That's your choice. But don't read the book. It's blasphemy. All this stuff is, this is the biggest thing they always say. Oh, the Bible was written by a man, so how can you believe it? Right? How can you believe it? None of this stuff, nobody even knows that this is true. That's what they'll get into your head, right? But you have to feel it in your heart when you read it. You can't just read it and think, oh, yeah, you know what? So I'm going to believe this because it's on the paper. No, you feel it inside. You feel the Holy Spirit come inside of you.
Absolutely, yeah. And I just want to say, at the end of the day, I truly believe that God is good. He's been good to me, and he's been good to so many people that I know. And I know that in life, nothing's perfect.
Yes,
but one thing that will be certain is God will show you him. Not like physically, but he will show you when you're praying, when you got a good relationship with him, when you're reading your Bible, you're giving him your love, and letting him see that no matter what I do, I'm rocking with you. Even if I fall, it's like you have a child, and your child might make a mistake. Mm-hmm. That doesn't mean that you hate that person or you don't ever want to be a part of that person. Yeah. You don't want nothing to do with that person no more. It just means that you know that there's better in that person. And then when you see that person trying to get back to the right ways, it makes you proud. It makes you feel like you know what?
No, for sure.
I'm proud of him because I know that he's trying to work hard to be better, and
Yeah.
I love that about him, and I knew he had that in him, you know. So it's like God ain't gonna give up on us. He's just gonna give up on the ones that he knows will never change, and God knows. Like there's a book with people's name written in it, and if your name ain't written in the book of life, God already knows that you're not gonna change who you are.
For sure.
And like I want to say that there's a Judith in every single person's life. You just gotta find out who Judith is. That person who walk with you, who rock with you, who tell you everything you want to hear, who got your back supposedly.
That's the main person that's bringing you down. That's putting you down, telling you wrong decisions, telling you to do wrong things. Basically, just not leading you nothing but darkness, just leading you into the dark and stuck, basically.
And then when you finally figure out who that Judith is and you cut that person off, then you realize that how much more you flourish in life, and those blessings that was missing out of your life, they start falling in because you recognize that that person been in your life holding you back. Sometimes we don't want to let go of a person because we known them for so long, or because that person is
or the substance on how they make you feel as well, like a feeling, or that maybe you like to be around them, but it's not good to really be around them because you do certain things when you're around them that you are not trying to do. You make certain decisions that you wouldn't make by yourself, but if you're around them, so that's just somebody, like you said, that's just somebody that, like a Judas, they're just trying to bring you down. They're not really there for you. They're there to use you or whatever it may be.
And you don't have to hate somebody to cut them off and just move on with your life and do you without them. You could still check on them. You could still see how they're doing, but that don't mean you gotta bring them into your circle. There's a circle that belongs to you.
Sometimes you gotta love people from a distance because that's the only way that you can keep yourself as one insane, because you want to keep people around you. They're gonna keep you elevated, not people that are just gonna bring you down and have you stay at the same spot. So that's the whole thing. Sometimes you just gotta love people from a distance. At the end of the day, if you feel like you going around that person is going to have you making certain decisions that you don't want to make, then that's just how that's how you got to look at it. But God's going to align everybody in your life the right way anyway at the end of the day.
Each and every time. So, and sometimes he puts people in your life that you have to figure out what their motive is, so you can recognize when people are trying to play you, or put you through things that you don't have to go.
For sure.
Yeah.
But all right, so just tell them where they can find you, and definitely, like we said, big prayers, and our heart goes out to everybody in the fires.
Exactly.
And if you didn't take anything from this interview, take what we said about trying to get a good relationship with God, because it's really gonna help you.
Yes, and okay, you guys, y'all can find me on my YouTube is at SKYLOVE is Destiny, and that's at SKYLOVE is Destiny, SKYLOVE, and then is Destiny, and that's on Instagram, Facebook, Thread, and TikTok, YouTube. You guys, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys again soon. Have a blessed day.
Have a blessed one. We'll see you guys next time with the part 2. All right.